Good morning, everyone. We are Team SO2. I'm Calista, and these are my group mates, Helen, Ronald, and Ethan. Today, on the behalf of Supreme Accounting, we are going to share with you our business proposal for Brilliant Gaming. Generally, our presentation will be divided into 8 parts. And first of all, let me start by making clear of our objectives. Our company is engaged to make a comprehensive analysis of Brilliant Gaming's marketing, business, and financial analysis and propose possible solutions for you. After the brief introduction, let's get on to our business.
To begin with, our group will use 4 different aspects to introduce the market landscape of game industry. First of all, nowadays, buyers have a stronger purchasing power. Therefore, if the price of the virtual products is so expensive, the customers might switch to play other companies' games. Also, the new company might face several different entry barriers, such as the market entry barrier. The departments might carry out some regulations to control the market. And also, if the company wants to develop a great game, they also need to invest enough funds and employ the talents in this area. Otherwise, in recent years, a big range of games has been launched in the game industry, so the customers have enough choices. The game of one company are more likely to be replaced by other games. This pie chart describes the total revenue of the Chinese game industry, which shows an uptrend from 2014 to 2023, so it might attract more companies to enter the market. Okay, let's move to the next part.
Now here comes the business analysis. The core competence of your company can be divided into 4 parts. First of all, the high stickiness of players. As the players have invested a lot of time and money into this game, they'll stick on playing it. Second, the ownership of intellectual property rights. As your company holds many copyrights for this game, it can reduce many lawsuits as well as the licensing expenses. Furthermore, the unique products of your company can also stand out from others. As your company's game is a combination of all types of sports, it can surely stand out from others. Lastly, as put forward by your owner, the core competency of your company is the product development, which is a strong support to the R&D teams. On the contrary, we have also provided some weaknesses and recommendations for you. Initially, the lack of product diversification. As your company mainly provides 2 types of games, we suggest you to extend your product line by developing new types of games. In addition, the high costing can also be a huge burden to the players with a low budget. So we suggest you to remove the gaming console and reduce the cost, and the players can directly download the game from online platforms. In addition, the security risk of customer data also counts. So we suggest you to reduce the collection of personal information and as well as move them to a safer server. What's more, the some operating process is still technological laggard, and we suggest you to enhance the AI components as well as use some machines to replace the heavy manual work of human labor. In addition, the employees' complaints on the working environment is also a huge problem, and we suggest you to provide them with snacks or afternoon teas in a daily life and to make them feel at home. Lastly, the speed of feedback from players is too slow, so we suggest you to set up a direct platform for players to provide them their feedbacks, and you should make corrective responses immediately.
About the new game, your company has already launched some similar games with violence and war, so our group think it is better to develop a new game consider about the ethical dilemmas, consequences, and the human cost of the war. It can not only avoid the cannibalization and enrich your product mix. The proposal also mentions that the multiple sports game is your company's core products. it might require a large memory. So our group think your company can use some certain technological methods to reduce the memory requirements because not all users' computer has enough memory capacity. About the gaming peripherals, they are designed for your company's own games, so they are not compatible with other companies' games. So your company can design some equipment that are compatible with other companies' games to extend the market share. Finally, your company doesn't have a wide product mix, so you might face direct competition with other companies. So your company can enter into some new categories of games with less competitors and use some differential strategy to extend your product mix. Okay, let's move to the next part.
Then I will continue our analysis into financial position. In terms of solvency, the company has better ability in paying back short-term debts due to the increase in current ratio and quick ratio. The decline in total debt ratio and debt-to-equity ratio also shows the company's long-term solvency is improving. As for the inventory turnover, it can be seen from the table that the company needs to spend more days to sell the inventory. But the figure isn't very alarming, as the inventory only constitutes a minor part of the assets in a gaming company. The receivables turnover shows a healthy trend and indicates a better cash flow in these years. However, when we looked into the payables turnover, we can see that the company is paying to its creditors quicker. However, it raised our concern that the company doesn't make a full use of the credit terms offered by suppliers. The NWC turnover is in good condition, and we suggest that the company should make better use of the working capital to generate additional sales. While combining to see the net profit margin and gross profit margin, we can definitely recognize the company's endeavor in controlling its direct costs and other expenses. However, the revenue structure demonstrates one of the biggest challenges the company is confronting with. As is shown on the PowerPoint, the lopsided earning structure indicates that the company relies heavily on its game sales, and there is a high risk of collapse due to the product concentration. So in order to mitigate the risk and see the opportunities, we have suggestions in three aspects. First of all, the company is recommended to borrow long-term loan to finance its expansion, as its current financial gearing is relatively low. And second, the company is recommended to invest more money in the resource development, technology development, promotion development, and competitors acquisition. And last but not least, the company is also suggested to reduce the dividend payout ratio to leave out more money for the new product development.
Next, come to the performance management part. In this part, we are aiming to indicate the problems and provide recommendations. Firstly, we suggest you to change the vague and subjective indicators into quantifiable indicators. And secondly, those indicators could be too general for all the employees. So we recommend you to change those into different indicators for employees from each department. Thirdly, we suggest you to change the annual evaluations into quarterly assessments. And last but not least, there are no preventive measurements from employees for fostering the positive answers in their assessments. So we recommend you to the superior of your company should verify their answers. Next, here are some KPI to be improved, and one of the most one is the website and social media traffic. These indicators is created to make sure that all the online traffic is pushed down to attract those approach those potential customers of this game. And next, come to the issues of ESG. Firstly, as you can see in the PowerPoint, the e-waste consumption is huge. So we suggest you to launch some campaigns concerning these issues and use social media to attract public's concern. Next, come for the social and ethical dilemma. The bluntness and violence is opposed to the main value is one of the biggest problems. So we suggest you to only permit players over 18 years old and integrate the storylines with morality. Next, for the corporate governance, there should be multiple encryptions to make sure that the privacy protection is in progress. Finally, for the data management, regarding your separate storage of the data, we suggest you to migrate or integrate all the data into one central data house to lower the cost. Next, move on to next part.
Combining all the recommendations mentioned above, we finally come to the implementation stage. And here are the projected timeline, revenue structure, and income statement for your reference. In summary, the overall business operation is in a good condition. However, the challenges brought by product concentration and product expansion are highly emphasized. With certain adjustments, we firmly hold the belief that the company will have a promising and prosperous future. That's all. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you, team. We now invite questions from adjudicators.
Thank you for the great presentation. I think it's actually very comprehensive. Can I understand from you, based on what you recommended, how much additional costs that you're expecting to be inputted in order to implement all these plans? And also, while we are talking about, on your conclusions, you come up with like 2 major recommendations. I presume that those are the 2 that you consider the most important, and therefore they would needed to be implemented as a first priority. And you, as a professional accounting firm, how would you think that you would be able to help them?
Okay, thank you for your question. For your first question, as for the cost of the whole implementation of the business proposal, I will show you this picture. I think the most expenses will be included in the administrative expenses, and that is R&D development expenses. And there is a note 5, as assumed there is a 10% increase in 2024 for the development of the new product, and at the same time you will cut down some other the other expenses to leave out more money for the new product development. And for your second question, okay, I remember that. Sorry, I forgot just now. Okay, you said that the 2 major recommendations. Yes, that is what we thought that is very important, because we know that they have the risk of the collapse because of their concentration on only the 2 games, that is the war game and the multiple sports game. And we think that they need to extend their product extension to diversify their product and to mitigate the risk. So it is very important to develop a new game or to extend the product portfolio. And for the second, financial recommendations, as we know, we need some investment for our R&D. So we need to borrow a considerable amount of money from the bank, or we need some new investment injection to our company, so that we can have the abundance of money to develop the new product. And
okay, I'm asking how you think that you would be able to help them to achieve their goal.
Okay, our company can provide services regarding the risk management, that we can assess the internal controls or processes of the company to identify where they can improve, and that is what we can help them to improve the efficiency and reduce the risk, and or to protect their assets.
That was good. That was good presentation. A quick question. You don't have that much time now. The 2 recommendations, I understand. Now, diversifying our product portfolio to increase the product concentration. Have you considered what the market actually wants? What would I have a sports and I'm considering a war game type of system. Is that what the market actually wants? Now, if I have to borrow money, that's going to increase my expenses. I have free cash flow about $1 million. If I borrow more, that means my interest burden is going to increase. Can I sustain that kind of additional cost, a finance cost to my business, if I'm not very sure how I should expand my product portfolio?
So before we launch the new game, we'll make enough market survey. So we'll make sure what the customers want. And regarding the cash flow, we think that any types of products have their risk. So it deserves our try. So we can launch that.
And for the second question, you said the interest burden, right? And show this picture. We have just calculated debt to equity ratio, and we find this financial gearing is like half of the 2022, and we think we can just raise a bit to make it parallel to 2022, and that is, I think it's okay. It's fine.
Okay, based on the ratio, the magnitude is not very much. So you're talking about just I have capacity to borrow only $1 million, or maybe less. Is that sufficient?
I think then I will reject the choice to borrow money, and then I will just raise funds, like to ask the current shareholders whether they would like to inject money into our company, or to ask whether there were some new shareholders, like new investors that want to invest money in our company.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for the presentation for an analysis of recommendations. But in this type of business, people is the key, and the contents of the game is of prime importance. And we have some dissatisfied employees. You have mentioned about improving some of the working conditions for the employees, but what are the other more approach or practices you might suggest to actually enhance the retention of our employees?
We can. Thank you for your question. And regarding how to stimulate their intentions to work, I think we can have some prices for them, like annual price for them to stimulate their excitement to work better, or for the employees with a low presentation, with a low performing, we can ask them to go away. And I think it's quite important if in a company like your gaming company.
Time's up. Thank you very much.
I'm Lo Choi Woon.
I'm Ip Kai Cheng.
I'm Yuan Man Yong.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are representing Supreme Accounting Company Limited to present our business proposal for Brilliant Gaming Limited. For today's agenda, this presentation will divide into 4 parts. First, financial analysis. Second, SWOT analysis. Third, ethical dilemmas. And finally, recommendations.
The financial analysis for the profitability, all of those 3 ratios are increased. BJL's market position is strengthened For the liquidity, both current ratio and quick ratio increase, which means BGL has a great ability to pay off the short-term debts. Also, there is more than 50% increase in the cash and cash equivalent, so BGL is cash rich. For the efficiency, it takes 1 month longer for it to sell the gaming preview in 2023 than 2022. Is it because of public acceptance to BGL's product declining, or because of fake product in the market? The gearing ratio decreased by 17.7%. That means BGL will have a higher ability to bargain for financial support from banks for future expansion projects.
Now, let's talk about SWOT analysis. For the strengths, first, BGL has 2 famous games, the sporting video games and the open world video games, which can build up a good reputation and brand value. Next, the open world game is the first virtual game, so it is ahead of other competitors and has a first mover effect. BGL owns copyrights and patents for its games and characters, so it can prevent plagiarism and protect the rights and interests of game owners. BGL offers unique peripheral equipment to bring maximum enjoyment when playing BGL games. For weaknesses, BGL has human resources issue, like long working hours, lacking of communication and collaboration among co-workers. Besides, BGL uses old and new systems together. The staff cannot retrieve the old codes and change to new system easily, and it will hinder the development of the games. Moreover, BGL has single income source. The 2 main products support 80% of sales. This poses a high risk to income if the 2 products have any problem. Finally, BGL will lose its human talent if the human resources issue do not solve. Therefore, finding ways to enhance the satisfaction of employees are important.
Concerning opportunities, first, BGL can explore overseas markets to widen the number of players. The company should add multicultural elements into the games to increase local acceptance. Furthermore, esports are very popular and being the trend of the world in both domestically and internationally. It can serve as a profession and play in international competition like the 19th Asian Games in Hangzhou 2023. Moreover, the technological improvements nowadays, such as AR, VR, and AI, can be introduced into the new product development process. In addition, there are multiple gaming platforms available, such as PlayStation and Xbox, etc., to reach more potential players and maximize target market share. Lastly, adding animation characters such as Naruto and Anya in Spy Family can attract more teenagers. As for the threats, firstly, the gaming industry is operating in a highly competitive environment with competitors, such as NetDragon, are influencing the player's choice. Secondly, if BGL do not have a good cybersecurity measure, a high rate of leakage of personal data may happen. Thirdly, market trends and players' preferences are always changing. Popular online games will fade away their popularity if no new features or characters are added to make the games more interesting and exciting. Fourth, if BGL does not upgrade its current new gaming products in line with the technological advancement, it may lose its competitiveness. Fifth, although BGL owns its copyright and patents, gaming styles are easily copied by competitors. Therefore, BGL has to constantly add new unique features, characters, and special storylines to make it difficult for competitors to carry out plagiarism. Finally, social and cultural elements are always changing. With more government regulations, BGL has to adapt accordingly.
Currently, there are many ethical dilemmas about playing online games. Here are the conversations of two former students discussing about playing online games.
Jack, I have no more games to play because of my mom.
Your mom again? Why?
She says playing online game is too violent and bad for me.
It is understandable that every mom will worry about the violence level. But don't worry. I have a good game to show you.
What is it? How good is it?
This is BGL's new game. First of all, this game has different violence level. If I want to play a higher violence level, I need to get the parents' permission. So my mom feels very safe and controllable.
But my mom said playing online game is bad for my school result.
No. You know, I got grade A in history last time. It is because in this game, I can learn the flow of First World War.
Oh, really? But my mom accused me that her credit card information was leaked because she helped me to pay the microtransactions in the online game. If no more payment to get out my weapon, how can I play?
No worry. This game uses in-game currency, random chance purchase, and also loot boxes. So no more credit card is needed.
Wow, that sounds great. By the way, I have a bad news to tell you. Our last game played before was banned because of racial discrimination. Will this happen again?
No worry, won't. This game is based on Western history to prepare the storyline, so it is educational, and it has never been accused of having racial discrimination. So no worry. Besides, I heard that the gaming company is going to launch it into the international market. So Woon, I will explain to your mom. I'm sure that she'll think that this game is the best.
After tackling all these dilemmas, let me introduce our recommendation. First, we suggest BGL to explore international markets such as Vietnam, Philippines, or Indonesia because the online games markets in these Southeast Asian countries are not fully saturated. To achieve that, our firm can introduce local game companies for collaboration. Second, we recommend simplifying the peer review process. Our consultants can enhance openness for discussion and whistleblowing.
Third, the SMART goal achievement of employees should be improved because of time consuming. Our expert can provide professional opinion on goal setting so that employees can focus on game creation. Fourth, we recommend that the time interval for evaluating BGL's process is 3 months. We provide professional opinions on how to restructure the operations.
Fifth, some warning reminder on potential violence in games should be added, and parental guidance and permission is required. Sixth, BGL can create social media accounts to strengthen the connection between users and foster player loyalty. A unique BGL players community can be formed.
Seventh, BGL should make use of the cloud for sharing of data. This can solve the problem of time zone difference. Our expertise can line up BGL with reliable cloud service providers. Eighth, BGL can cooperate with famous enemy and place the image of the characters like Anya into the games to attract IP lovers. Our expertise can help the legal registration of copyright and patent. Ninth, IPO is an effective way to raise funding. Our expertise can help to carry out due diligence and offer IPO leasing service. 10th, BGL can acquire competitors' business to absorb the talent and technology. Our firms offer support for negotiation on mergers and acquisitions. Finally, if BGL can launch esports competition to promote their brand, it can attract sponsors or investors. Our firm can assist in organizing the events, together with cost control and legal consultation. For the implementation plan, since the target for competition is not yet identified, the acquisition cost is not included in the financial projection. Based on the financial projections, it's hoped that BGL's profit can grow to around 4 million in 2026. That's the end of our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Team S18. We now invite questions from adjudicators.
Thank you, team. I think it's a very comprehensive presentation, and you have covered a lot of things. I think it's really good. I would like to understand that while you have this implementation plan layout with the total that is required in each of the year, I just feel that in terms of this investment that is needed as compared to your financial projections, I think it's actually a very aggressive financial projection that you're expecting a profitability increase by 5 times, almost 5 times, from 2024 to 2025. So I'm actually a bit curious as to why that you are so optimistic about the revenue projection, because I can expect that a lot of the costs that are incurred would actually go to P&L rather than being capitalized. Thank you.
Thank you for your questions. As for the 2024 profit, is dropped from 2023. It's because we are delivering the new war games, but the income is stable in this, but the revenue, but the cost of the war game included in the cost of sales. So this year's profit is dropped, and at 2025, the war game is published, and all the free games gains the profit, so that the profit seems to have a sustained increase. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. I saw the idea of international expansion, and I did ask the same question to a previous team. So to be fair, I'm going to ask the same question. So it's a totally new market for us, Southeast Asia. So what do you think to be the risks that we have to face? And looking at the services that you plan to provide, other than connecting with local game companies, do you think you can also help us somehow in managing those risks?
Thank you for your questions. And as we mentioned, we can help on connecting with the local game companies. And we think the most difficult to export to this market is the social cultural difference. And those local game companies are already there, and they know the local culture, and they can help to change some content of the game to help our games to export to this area easily. And as our client base is widen, so we can stand as a middleman to have BGL to connect with this company to export to this market. Thank you.
Thank you for presentation. So it's very, interesting. And I looked at, there are some ethical issues that you identify. One of them is about the data privacy and security. So do you have any recommendations regarding this part? Because I looked at you have quite a comprehensive list of recommendations, but how about the data security or privacy? Do you have any suggestions on how we could improve and the budget that you recommend us to spend?
Thank you for your questions. And we recommend BGL can cooperate with some reliable platforms such as PlayStation, and their security for data will be more complete, and this can have BGL to reduce these ethical dilemmas problem. Thank you.
If there's time, I have to ask you a micro question. Can you look at your implementation plan? Quickly. Right. On the first year, the planning staff, cost of each unit is $20,000. That's per month. The implementation, your recommendation is to hire experienced IT professionals. So I think I'm going to struggle. I think your calculation, your estimate of the cost implication is maybe you understated it. So at 240,000 a year, so at four person at 240,000, there'll be over $1 million. My cash at hand is only $1 million. I think I'm going to struggle.
The 4 staff is 20,000 for
a month.
Per month, and
each.
Our period is 3 months per period. So the calculation is
still
20,000 per
4 person. So that would be
and times 3 months.
Yeah, but that's 1 person. Right? Your staff is times 4. Your four staff. Okay, I'm just saying. I think the implementation plan, I can understand it, but you're underestimating the cost implication, and that's going to have an impact on your projection, which you have understated. So that like Ms. Fong was saying, the risk is perhaps you're concentrating risk on marketing alone, for example. Is it worth taking the risk based on a cost-benefit analysis?
Thank you for the question. And we think to develop the new game is worth to do so, as it can expand our income source, and this can help for the future profit also. So we think it will be.
I tend to look at, if you want to develop game to generate revenue, the question is, does the market demand that game? If I develop a game based on what I want, can I actually sell it? Is there a market for the product?
Before we launch the game, we will do the several market research to know the exactly what the market wants, what they like, what they want, and we will try to make some characteristic in the games and let them try our game, let them play our game. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, time's up. Thank you very much.
Good morning, distinguished guests and honorable judges. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Yoshida Yogesh, and these are my fellow team members, Nirvana Thapa and Kilin Lo. We are going to present a business proposal for Brilliant Gaming Limited that we believe will restructure their market and hopefully alleviate some, if not all, of their problems in the business. In terms of the agenda today, we will run through the financial and SWOT analysis while giving some recommendations on business strategies they could use. We will also divulge into several ethical dilemmas and its solutions, along with keeping the implementation in mind as well. To start off, I'll pass the mic to Nirvana, who will elaborate in further detail about the financial analysis.
So according to the profitability ratios, we can see the general consensus shows a positive trend in the terms of profitability, having a favorable impact on its financial performance. Next, we can see that the liquidity has also shown steady growth, showing a consistent and gradual increase in paying off its short-term debts. Next, we can see that the inventory turnover and trade receivable turnovers are in the negatives, while the trade payables turnover slightly increased, thus showing the company has trouble managing its inventory and collecting payments from customers, as well as being able to timely pay its debtors. In the solvency ratio, we can see that all ratios are in an upward direction. And in the finally, for the total asset turnover and net working capital have both decreased, suggesting that there's inefficient asset utilization and difficulty being liquid. Next, I'll pass the mic to Killian.
Thank you, Nathana. And now I'm going to talk about SWOT analysis. First of all, regarding the strength of Brilliant Gaming Limited, there are strengths of company including unique and distinguished game offering and providing superior game quality with periodic updates and offering diverse gameplay by integrating the social networking features and efficient decision making by applying the intensive ownership concentration. Next. As for the weaknesses of Brilliant Gaming Limited, the company can only provide a limited product portfolio and stay at a disadvantage of price competition due to the considerable cost and obtained game equipment requirement for the new player and hold a time-consuming and error-prone production process and suffer from the transferring difficulty in game code storage. Now turning to the opportunity of Brilliant Gaming Limited, there are two opportunities for the company, which is rocketing demand for digital entertainment and decreasing trend of the input pricing cost. In turn of the threat of Brilliant Gaming Limited, the company undergo intensive market competition and numerous new competitors owing to the encouragement from government regulation. In exchange of furthermore of adopting remote working and sensitive public concern in their criticism. And now turn to Yoshida to introduce our recommendation on the business strategies.
After evaluating the internal and external environment, accompanying with the performance management of Brilliant Limited, our firm has recommended a couple of business strategies that could, in correlation to the SWOT analysis. To begin with, we suggested implementing some marketing and promotion strategies, such as leveraging targeted advertising with influential gamers, influencer partnerships, social media marketing, and community engagement. These strategies can enhance brand visibility, attract new customers, help effectively navigate platform restrictions, and surpass their competitors by increasing their brand image. Next is utilizing robust tracking systems. As the company sells game credits and virtual items, its revenue recognition and process will not be recognized until it is actually used in the game. By utilizing advanced technology solutions, it enables for precise tracking of usage and expiration dates, ensuring accurate recognition of its revenue. Now moving on to cascading goals throughout the organization. Misalignment between Alfred, the CEO, and the board of directors' goals, and those set by individual departments, can result in confusion, coordination issues, and the inefficient allocation of resources. By enhancing communication between different departments, BGL will establish a clear line of sight between departmental objectives and company-wide strategic goals. This can then promote alignment and ensure everyone is working together on common targets. Next up is finding an equilibrium between dividends and their retained earnings. The company constantly now pays a 2.5% annual dividend to its shareholders, which may hinder the growth of the company as a whole to reach its objectives. A dividend policy that aligns with the company's growth ambitions ensures that shareholders receive a fair return on their investment while allowing sufficient resources for future reinvestment. Next, I'll talk about enhancing the game quality and user experience. Brilliant Gaming Limited has difficulty increasing its asset turnover, as there may be an increased number of competitors based on their release of more appealing games. In order to deal with this, they should focus on improving the quality of their game by doing research into their target market and concentrating on the user experience to increase customer satisfaction and engagement, while also investing in research and development efforts to create innovative and more captivating game content that attracts a larger customer share. Additionally, incorporating player feedback and conducting usability testing will allow us to find out more about the target customer market and what their needs and wants are. So this way we can enhance our user experience and hopefully retain more players.
So carrying from what Yoshida said, we should also digitalize our inventory for optimized planning, as since the inventory turnover rate is decreasing, it can be maybe due to the inefficient product mix that Brilliant uses. As some games are no longer popular, they should instead digitalize their games so that they can reduce production costs and also create precise demand estimates using past data sales, market trends, and consumer insights. So for the cash flow management, in order to improve the solvency, Brilliant should optimize cash inflow and outflow with strong cash flow management, as they should control operation expenses, improve the account receivable collection, and negotiate for acceptable supply payment terms, and have enough cash reserve for short-term requirements. They should also measure the performance through player engagement metrics, as by tracking key player engagement metrics using such as daily active users, monthly active users, average session duration, and retention rate. These metrics can provide a valuable insight into the company's ability to attract and retain players, serving as an indication of their success on game design, user experience, and content update. By analyzing and leveraging these metrics, Brilliant Gaming can optimize its strategies, enhance the player satisfaction, and achieve long-term success in the dynamic gaming market. And finally, for the recommendations, we recommend hiring professional and experienced IT team, as in order to decrease the tremendous additional expense resulting in IT issues that address in the lengthy and error-prone production process and mitigate the game code into a new product development system. It is suggested that the company should employ a proficient and experienced IT team to handle these IT issues via developing the managing software designed for coding and delivering all the game codes from the old system to the new. Now I'll pass on the mic to Kitty.
Now I'm going to introduce the ethical issue and the solution faced by the company. And the first ethical issue is a sensitive and inappropriate game content within the board game product. As for the open world game, it has included a substantial amount of graphically violent content, while the abundant exposure of violent content of the player that will cause the decentralization of the player to the violent activity, which potentially cause the gamer to act violently in reality, and lead to severe mental damage by causing harmful emotions such as depression, fear, and anxious. As for the futuristic first-person shooter war game, along with the packaging war and armed content, it will resulting in the consequences that the player will overlook the war consequences and the complexity. In terms of the solution for the open world game, The Brilliant Game Limited should implement explicit age restriction and require the player to sign the age agreement before the game starts. For the futuristic first-person shooter war game, the company should adopt the option B as taking a more responsible approach in order to either grab the expansion and development opportunity or show the company commitment to social responsibility. The second ethical issue faced by Brilliant Gaming Limited is potentially data privacy concern by the public. While the gamer is playing the game, it will require them to input their personal information, which will contribute to the ethical concern in privacy and security. In order working with this issue, it is suggested the company to implement the following three instruments. Handle and save the player data carefully, ensure to gain the player consent to access the data, adopt a robust data encryption method and regulatory security audit. And now concerning the working condition and employee well-being as the third ethical issue, the employee has experienced overwhelming working hour and working stress. It will be prompt to the imbalance between their work and life and harming their well-being and causing chronic fatigue. In order to address the problem, it is recommended the company hold the periodic feedback section and establish the program. Now turn to Yas to introduce the implementation plan.
So this is an implementation plan in which we will only tackle four of our business strategies, as we would like to prioritize the ones which will gain more customer retention and gain a larger market share. So in conclusion, the suggested business strategies are considerably easy to manage with the help of our services. We believe that we will be able to help Brilliant Gaming Limited expand and grow and drive more revenue growth and cultivate more customer loyalty by establishing a greater solid market presence, thereby hopefully establishing the company as an industry leader. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, team. We now invite questions from adjudicators.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation. Very clear. I just want to double check with you on the two things. One is it appears that you believe that the best way to boost revenue is actually by doing more marketing and promotion. Would you believe that there is actually a high concentration risk in terms of its revenue generation because it's only reliant on 2 games right now? And so even though that I can understand that the customers could be quite sticky, do you think that this is a risk that we should manage? And secondly, while you're talking about the various financial projections, I realized that you may not have included a projected P&L, which I understand that it could be difficult, but I would like to know, how would you think that you would be able to finance those various initiatives? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. To answer your first question regarding the risks associated with the 2 games and catering towards the customer needs, along with one of our business strategies of marketing and promoting strategies, we also believe in the other 3 strategies of implementing robust tracking systems as well as digitizing inventory. In these strategies, we will be able to hopefully increase the efficiency of internal control and our management as well. So increasing efficiency within our 2 games will be able to sort of cater towards efficiency in the game. And if it's more efficient, it will be more likely that gamer customers will play the game more and hopefully buy the products that we serve as a gaming industry. And to answer the second question as to how we will finance our strategies, we realize that the gearing ratio is quite it's a good gearing ratio in which we will be able to hopefully increase our borrowing and our leveraging from bank loans. And if not that, we can also perhaps decrease the dividend by a small margin from perhaps 2.5% to 2%. This way we won't tarnish our relationships with the shareholders, as it's not such a significant decrease. However, we will be able to save a couple $100,000 where we can reinvest in other business strategies such as research and development, where we can learn more about what the customer wants, as that is quite important and significant factor in being a successful gaming company in the industry. Thank you.
and I want to mention more and thank you for your question. And as a company that provide product, and I think the company should put the product strategies to the prioritize. So we should focus on increase the game quality first and put in a very prioritized position and to attract customer. And while the gaming revenue is really mainly focused on the revenue from the gaming so I think the improving the game quality is a significant remedy to increase our revenue. Thank you.
All right, I have one question. Yeah, game quality is interesting, but I'm going to put that aside. You fail to say how Supreme Accounting can help me achieve the goals or the targets, the aspirations that you put forward.
So as per how we can help Brilliant Gaming Limited to achieve certain objectives, we would like to put forward 3 of our services, one being internal audit, where we can identify areas for improvement, as we have done so in this proposal already. This helps with, again, efficiency of internal control and streamlining our management, as well as identifying and reducing risks in efforts to protect our current assets as well. Relating to that, we would also like to put forward our risk assessment, in which we will identify potential risks and how they will affect our Brilliant Gaming's financial performance and their reputation as well. So we also expertise in formulating and developing strategies, so we can collaborate with Brilliant Gaming to hopefully get rid of those risks and diminish as many weaknesses as possible. And lastly, we obviously provide advisory services that can help Brilliant Gaming integrate sustainable practices, so that in terms of operations, we can be sustainable by assessing and reporting practices and developing strategies in regards to compliance with regulations and standards. So we can help Brilliant Gaming Limited with corporate social responsibility as well in terms of sustainability.
All right, thank you. Should I put that in on the slides?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the presentation. And I actually like your suggestions on not having a fixed rate dividend, but having a fluctuating dividend as a payout of the earnings for that particular year. But I do support I do need to understand more about the impact on my financials in terms of our profitability going forward. Can you share some high-level comments on how our income statement will look like if I follow your recommendation?
So in terms of the income statement, we believe that if we go back to the implementation plan. So as you can see, this is a rolling budget. It may increase depending on which actual strategies Brilliant Gaming Limited actually use. But based on these costs right now, we believe that our borrowings will increase, definitely, for sure. However, if we look at the greater span of future profit, the net income will increase in the future. However, it may not be by a significant amount in the next previous year, like, for example, 2024. So yes, our liabilities may increase. However, we'll be able to gain more assets in the long run. So it would be more towards long-term profits.
Good morning. I'm Hong Kai Chung.
I'm Leung Chi Hong.
I'm Yao Ka Yok.
I'm Kong Hing Ne.
Good morning, honorable judges and guests. We are delighted to be here to present our proposal for Brilliant Gaming Limited. In our following presentation, we would like to put forward the SWOT and for the company. Also, we'll recommend the business strategies, discuss the performance of Brilliant, and identify the problems it faces. After that, we will suggest the implementation plan with financial projections for the coming 2 years. Let me pass to Blair to introduce the financial analysis.
Thank you. All profitability ratios are increasing. It indicates that the company has achieved great success in business. The liquidity of the company has improved substantially. It has been a great increase in current ratio and quick ratios. The increase in inventory turnover days implies a decrease in the speed of goods circulation and a slight slowdown in product demand. The decrease in account payable days and creditor days signifies an improvement in company's credit control and account receivable collection efficiency. It also indicates a stronger financial position for the company, enabling early repayment of account payable. The decrease in the debt ratio and the gearing ratio shows a reduced reliance on debt financing by Brilliant. As a result, the company has lower capital structure risk and a more stable capital structure. Kitty, I know you've conducted some SWOT analysis. Could you tell me more information?
Okay, for strengths, Brilliant has uniqueness of games, strong brand image and capable technical team. For weaknesses, some processes of Brilliant in product development still require manual work. Game development team members spreading across different regions. Potential risk to customers' data. Weakness in products and game codes being stored in separate data warehouse. For opportunities, Brilliant has market demand surges, good market reaction to the company's products and advancement of technology. For threats, Brilliant has emergence of new entrants in market, choices of other entertainment and public feedback and criticism. Now, let me pass to Rico to explain the issue of the performance management system.
Thank you, Kitty. For the issue of the performance management system of Brilliant, we have made some analysis. In terms of the current performance management system, assessing an employee by 5 individuals may be quite complicated. How to ensure that the rating given by these 5 individuals reflect the staff performance in the fair way is not an easy task. We suggest simplify the mechanism by reducing the number of assessors to 2. In order to optimize the system, Brilliant may consider more frequent feedback and incorporate staff development plan and recognition. Furthermore, as the company is planning for expansion, it is suggested to have the additional performance measure indicators on both individual employee level and organization level. Regarding individual employee level, Brilliant may add strategic thinking, leadership skill, innovation and creativity, and planning skills as performance measurement indicators. For organized level, the company may put market share, customer lifetime value, variety, referral, customer support, and employee satisfaction as KPIs. Now, let me pass to Ivan to introduce our recommendation on business strategy.
Thank you, Rico. Firstly, Brilliant can bring more revenue by increasing the popularity of its games through enhanced promotions. Secondly, Brilliant may build a positive brand reputation by developing a shooter war game that does not only focus on the action and excitement of war, but also facilitates players to reflect on the consequences and human cost of war. The game may put emphasis on peacemaking and life-saving rather than on killing and destroying. Thirdly, Brilliant may organize video game carnival in popular shopping malls. This event can promote the company and its products to those market segments with large population size and with strong spending power. Also, Brilliant may organize Esports Premier League to enhance market penetration of the product. So now, let's move on to watch the live broadcast of the Esports Premier League. Welcome to the first International Esports Premier League organized by Brilliant. After fierce competition among players from different countries, today we come to the finals. This esports league has attracted more than 100 million people around the world. The current live online audience has reached 80 million. Let's take a look at the players' matches right away. Ladies and gentlemen, Esports Premier League.
Does he win round 2? He's ignited. He's ever flying.
Daughter, where are you? Kitty, where are you? Did you find my daughter? No. Did you find my daughter? No. Kitty! I finally got you. How dare you give up your study and just playing the game in the video? Playing the video game in here? Do you want to get 0 mark in exam and become a loser? It's better to give birth to a piece of char siu than you. No, Mom, I'm not a piece of char siu. I'm not a loser. That's not an excuse.
Hey, stop, Auntie. Playing video game have benefits. During the game, we always making mistake. We can change our patience. We learn to face and solve the problem and get the spirit of never giving up. We also practice the teamwork during the game. There's a lot we can learn from it. Brilliant can provide us with a platform to learn. You see, I got all 5 star in my Hong Kong DS exam.
5 star. Let me see. 5 star. That's great. Oh. My daughter. I'm so sorry. I realized that playing video game is good for you. Can I join to play the video game with you?
Wait, as Brilliant is good to us, I have made a song for Brilliant. Hope you like it. Let's sing together.
Brilliant is always by your side. Brilliant can offer something high. Brilliant is kind of treasure, 'cause you can find all the priceless response.
Brilliant, positive value builds. Brilliant, help your development. Brilliant, based on everyone. Let time to prove that playing game is right.
Thanks a lot for bringing such for Brilliant. Let's continue our presentation. Brilliant may offer competitive salary packages and benefits to capable employees. In addition, Brilliant should assist employees in using artificial intelligence to improve the work processes at work to increase efficiency and effectiveness. To address the challenges faced by game development teams scattered across different regions, we recommend Brilliant to use suitable tools to fix communication and time zones problems. Moreover, the project manager may set goals and milestones to team members and offer them with support when needed. Brilliant also needs to strengthen the protection of customers' data. Besides, the company should optimize the sales platform and application stores. Promotions and purchase discount may be offered at virtual currency sales points to attract customers. In order to resolve the problem of game codes being stored in separate data warehouses, Brilliant needs to migrate all the codes to the new product development system. Brilliant may also expand the variety of games to attract more game players. Now, let me pass to Kitty to explain the implementation plan and financial projection.
Now, let me explain the budget cost and benefits of this plan. We expect the cost of recommendations will be around $3.2 million for 2024 and $4 million for 2025. For financial projections, the expected income will be about $6.3 million for the first year. and $7.9 million for the second year. As a result, the gross profit for the 2 years will be about $3.1 million and around $4 million respectively. Therefore, the net profit for the year is around $1.4 million and $1.9 million in the coming 2 years respectively. In summary, our suggestion is feasible both in financial and operational aspects. With the support of our company services, we believe that Brilliant will be stronger and continue to achieve great success in the future. That's all for our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, team. We now invite questions from adjudicators.
Thank you. Let's start with Roy. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. Again, quite a lot of new ideas that we would consider to implement. The one thing that I'd like to ask about the implementation plan is that we have to invest close to $4 million in the next 2 years. So I just want to understand where do we expect the money to come from? In other words, how are we going to finance the investment plan?
First of all, thank you for your question. The income that we expect to come from the mainly come from the customer. We from our implementation plan, we have to increase our optimize our pricing system that can earn from the customer. That we will increasing the coin card to buy the game and the coin that can buy to using in the gaming, and we would like to increase the selling point, and that the customer is easily to buy our product and also the card. That the one way that we would like the customer to increasing our incomes, and also we have organized a lot of the activity, including the eSport permanent and the video game Carnival that can help enhance our promotion, that increasing the popularity of our Brilliant Gaming, that can actually can help to increasing the revenues that to the Brilliant Gaming.
Let me ask a question. Good presentation, nice show. Yeah, could you show the slide on the implementation plan, please? All right. So let's say 2024 and 2025 total cost implementation is 2.7 million. Revenue of about what 6 million. If you go to the your financial slide, financial projection. Next slide. Right. So the spending $2.7 million, okay, increased revenue, but my net income remains the same. So I'm spending a lot of money, just almost to be honest, just to achieve, remain the same at that status quo. Is that an appropriate utilization of funds? Taking a bit of risk.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for your question. That yes, it's stated like this, but however, in the implementation plan, we just mentioned about when and how much we'll spend for the specific activities. However, these activities, for example, hosting the Esports Premier League, or even though optimizing any of the game system, may have a period we call the year of beneficial. However, the year of beneficial may not only be in the coming 2 years. It can be over 10 years, and we just spreading all over in the respective time frame, and we just stated the corresponding outcome, and as well as those in the financial projections just for these 2 years in these slides.
Thank you for your presentation. So I saw that on page 26. So you recommend altogether 8 initiatives as part of implementation. So So since definitely we have priorities. So how do you think which, for example, 2 or 3 are the most important ones that could drive the pain points and also revenue up? If we have to select, for example, only 2 or 3, so which one are you recommend us to implement?
First of all, thank you for your question. And indeed, yes, it's only we can choose 2 to 3 to help to improve Brilliant. We'll select select hosting different activities with, for example, the Esports Premier League and Video Game Carnival, as well as enhancing our promotions, because in order to have the expansion or the appropriate circumstances, we have to, for example, enhance the promotion first is the most important element within the suggestions or the recommendations provided by us, and also raising the awareness on not only Brilliant, but also not only the video games, but also raising the awareness for Brilliant. So for hosting these 2 types of different activities as well as enhancing the promotions, I think that we can help Brilliant to raise the awareness of Brilliant and help them to gain more revenue by much more game players play the games produced by Brilliant.
Okay, thanks for the presentation and also the role play, which is very interesting. And I just like to answer back to your recommendation on the performance management system. That you do not think that our existing system is good with the 5 individuals which give comments on the assessments. I think the reason why we are doing this because we are having a peer reviews. So we have comments from that individual's supervisor, same level management, and also the subordinates, so that we can get an all-rounded understanding of the performance and attitude of that individual in our performance assessment. Why do you think that is not should not be continued and should only reduce to 2 persons? That is something which our company feels quite strongly that we do not quite agree.
First of all, thank you for your question. Yes, some of the staff may think that assessing through 5 different colleagues is appropriate, or some such kind of a comprehensive review on the staff performance. However, on the other side, it's too complicated because 5 of them is a quite huge number in order for the expanding company. For example, because in the company, in expanding their businesses, they are getting much more busy than the other ones no matter to organize or planning different activities or different ways to help them to achieve their goals. So we recommended to examine the staff in just 2 different employees instead of 5, as well as to minimize or reducing the speed or the time spent on examining or reviewing those employees by using these type of key performance indicators, as well as to minimize the cost that made for example, the appraisal or other different documents to go through different colleagues or different department as well.
Time's up. Thank you very much.
My name is Wong Canwa.
Chen Wei Yi.
My name is Xiang Qibang.
My name is Xu Hoyan.
Good morning, honorable judges and guests. We are grateful to be here to present our proposal for Brilliant Gaming Limited. We are from Supreme Accounting. I am Ken. This is Candy, Bosco, and Afina. In the following presentation, we will talk about the financial and business analysis that we performed on BGL. We will also present our recommendations, financial projections, budget plan, and our services. For financial analysis, we found that BGL's profitability, efficiency, and liquidity have improved. If BGL chooses to acquire a company with a size of about 2 million Hong Kong dollars, it should have enough cash. Candy, we have performed the work analysis and recommend some business strategy to BGL. Can you tell us more?
Sure. Let's move on to strengths. BGL has unique gaming offerings, copyright and intellectual property protection, solid financial strength, and a vertical integration strategy. To further enhance these strengths, we recommend BGL to obtain user feedback from forums and social media to improve user game experience and enhance user loyalty. As for weaknesses, the company has manual processes in product development and difficulty in reusing programs. To address these issues, BGL can establish an open source library to store the original game code, so that the code can be easily filled, downloaded, and modified to create new games. In addition, outsourcing non-core R&D work can reduce workload and improve productivity. Regarding opportunities, BGL can benefit from the application of new technologies, the rise of e-sport, cross-platform and multi-platform development, and more game players in Southeast Asia countries. We suggest BGL introduce the latest technologies to develop a sport video games product line that allow players to do physical exercise at home. Also, BGL can then develop simulate sport events for professional athletes so that they can make tactical plans to enhance their training. Moreover, as BGL is considering expansion, we recommend BGL focus its early efforts on the Malaysian market. By doing this, the company can lay the foundation for the growth potential of the Southeast Asia market. Concerning threat, the company's business may be negatively affected by public criticism, the regulatory environment, talent shortage, and fierce competitions. So we suggest the company should strengthen talent policy to retain staff and increase company visibility by participants in campus activity to attract future talents. To sum up our recommendation, we suggest BGL to sustain its core competitive advantages by introducing the latest technology, expand the product line of sporting video game, and expand its business to Malaysia. We also suggest the company should interact with users, strengthen talent policy, and improve R&D efficiency by establishing an open source library and outsource part of R&D work. Now, let me pass to Bosco to explain the issue in corporate social responsibility.
Thanks, Candy. Expansion is good, but caring for the community matters too. Firstly, people may feel discomfort with graphic violence of BGL's game. To solve this problem, the game developer can set up different poll options, such as allowing players to adjust level of violence and customize their game experience. Secondly, data privacy is a customer concern. The company can invest more in strengthening information security measures. Thirdly, BGL employees work for long hours and under high work pressure, which may affect their physical and mental health. To address this issue, the company can provide employees with fitness room discount and hold internal sport activity, encourage employees to exercise, and allow them to find like-minded friends. Athena, we have identified an ethical dilemma in sales and marketing strategy. Can you explain how BGL can solve the problem?
Certainly, as BGL considers developing a new shooter war game, which may have negative impacts on users, the most suitable approach is to balance entertainment value and social responsibility. The new game should allow players to engage into the horror of the war, and they need them to reflect critically the impacts of the war. Further, we suggest the company should support more public welfare activities to establish a positive image, set up an ethics committee to maintain high ethical standards. Next is our performance management analysis for BGL. Firstly, the company did not mention how underperforming employees would be disciplined, and there were no improvement measures. We suggest regular evaluation of employee performance, setting rewards or control measures, and providing training and guidance for underperforming employees. Secondly, any reviews of employee performance are too long, and we suggest review meetings to be held every 3 months to monitor progress against goals and give timely feedback and support to employees. Thirdly, there is the problem of wasting resources on the annual performance management. We suggest the company use an ERP system because it can provide automation to replace some of the work and reduce costs. To measure the coming expansion, the company should add some performance measurement indicators. For investment and management indicators, we suggest employee turnover rate, cost of employees invest in training, develop new products or new version timeline, and number of quality control complaints. As for expansion indicators, we suggest new user growth rate, overall revenue growth rate, change in market share, and business development targets completion rate. So Ken, what would be the financial projections and budget plan for BGL?
Thank you. This table shows that if BGL implements our recommendations, game sales will increase by 20% in 2024 and 15% in 2025. Other income will grow steadily. We expect the cost of sales will decrease by 13% as the company can outsource some development work and reduce the number of employees. As BGL will add new sport game, so R&D will increase in 2024 and 2025. Capital will increase as more shareholders and investors are willing to invest in BGL. As the companies need a lot of funds for R&D and the Malaysian market, borrowings will also increase. This is the budget plan for the next 2 years. The cost of adding new sport games is about $3 million. The cost of setting up an overseas in Malaysia is around $1 million. The cost of cooperations with 1 to 2 universities is $200,000 to $400,000. And the cost of setting up an open source program library is $1 million. Candy, our company should pin accounting can provide excellent service for BGL to expansion, right?
Yes. We can conduct internal audits, risk assessment, M&A advisory service, and accounting and secretarial services. In this way, we aim to support BGL to have a smooth sailing on expansion. In conclusion, We believe our recommendations are both financially and operationally feasible for the company. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you.
First, I'll start first with financial questions on your financial projections. If you go to slide 22. Right. I can see that you require a lot of funding for your future operations. And I see that your borrowings actually increased very significantly over the next 3 years. What I'm a bit surprised to see is if you go to the previous slide, slide 21. You look at the cash and cash equivalent. You all have sort of plenty of ample cash sitting in the bank. So why do you need such high borrowings and also such high cash balances?
Thank you for your question. In our recommendation, we suggest BGL to expand the new product life of sporting video game. And it is a large project of R&D, and it costs a lot of cost to investments. So the companies need to have a lot of capital to develop.
Okay, thank you, Candy. We also recommend that the company can enter into the Malaysian market. If we are doing this kind of opportunity, enter to Malaysian market, we need a lot of money to do this type of thing. So we can't believe the company have enough cash to support it. As we mentioned that if the company expand their business about $2 million, it have enough cash. But we believe this two of thing is lower than 2 million. So we need to get more fund.
As Ken said, we would suggest BGL to expand his business to Malaysia market, and we need to do some marketing research, some advertisements to promote our company. Since the company is the new offered supplier to offer the product to the Malaysia market, so we need lots of population to allow Malaysia to know our brand.
Okay, thank you. Maybe I'll leave the question to others.
Sure. Roy got another question.
Thank you for the great presentation, a lot of good ideas, and I'm very excited to hear about the potential opportunity to expand into Malaysia. It's obviously a new market for us, but then it is totally new for the company. Have you thought about what are the key risks that we have to face and how your firm can help us manage those risks?
Okay, thank you for your question. We think we enter into the Malaysian market, the key risk is the cash is the cultural differences, because Malaysia is very much culture. Then we need to if we enter into Malaysia, we need to solve the cultural differences.
As Ken said, the expansion to the Malaysia market, we must hire some talents from different countries, and they will have some cultural difference, and the company need to increase the communication between the colleagues.
Also, the cash exchange is the risk of the company because Malaysia is using the ringgit, but Hong Kong is using Hong Kong dollars. The exchange of change will make more risks for the company to fund the money.
In addition, we believe that the financial risk is the key risk of expanding to Malaysia markets. Since this recommendation require a lot of resources, but the financial performance may be better worse than the expectations, and the company may face years of losses. BGL is a small size company, and they may not be able to face the significant futures, and it will increase the financial risk.
So thank you. Hello. Thank you for your presentation. So I would like to just, have your feedback regarding on page 3 on the financial analysis. So I looked at, the inventory turnover ratio has been increased by, say, 5 days from 2022 to 2023, while the trade payable ratio has actually has dropped by, say, from 43 days to 22 days. So do you have any recommendations regarding, our cash or management policy? Because it seems that our inventory is piling up while we are paying, faster to the creditors. So do you have any recommendation on how we could, better manage our, for example, cash and other payment to creditors?
As thank you for your question. As our proposal have mentioned that the BGL can provide a discount to the payer, then makes them to willing to buy our game credit, then will increase our cash in the years. Also, we also recommend the policy of willing increase the customer experience that they will willing to buy our products. Thank you.
Thank you.
You can start now.
I am Feng Hogi Jason.
Him Marco.
I'm iRacing Patrick.
I am Yu Song Heng Edward.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are representing Supreme Accounting Company Limited to present our business proposal for Brilliant Gaming Limited, BGL. In today's agenda, we will discuss financial analysis, SWOT analysis, ethical dilemmas, recommendations, performance management program, and implementation plan. For financial analysis, all the profitability ratio has increased, showing that BGL has stable revenue growth. For liquidity, BGL has sufficient short-term asset to meet short-term liability, and the cash and cash equivalent is in a high level. Regarding efficiency, the inventory turnover increased by 1 month more, so is this due to fake product in the market? Besides, the trade receivable collection period decreased, showing that BGL the rate of bad debt can be reduced. Moreover, the trade payable payment period also decreased, and BGL has better bargaining power for more favorable purchase discount.
For SWOT analysis, first, the strengths. BGL owns the license rights and patents for its game products. They can prevent plagiarism and enhance brand building. Also, BGL have good research and developments on game technologies and the talent to develop high-quality game. In addition, GPL have a good of loyal customers and active users to form BGL players communities. They can share playing technique and blog. Furthermore, BGL produces game accessories to bring maximize enjoyment to BGL's users. Concerning the weaknesses, the main profit sources are from the two games. If there is player chance, the profit will drop significantly. Moreover, due to corporation performance measurement, employees feel heavy pressures and always have long working hours. Also, BGL have separate storages for the code for different games. It is inconvenient to reuse existing code.
As for opportunity, esports are recognized as official games in sports competition like the 19 Asian Games in Hangzhou 2023. Besides, the esports market trend is going around the world. For example, esports generated 10 billion in revenue in China in the first 6 months. Also, there are rising trend toward using AI in gaming development to raise gaming production efficiency. Regarding the flat, government regulation have become lenient, so market competition is more intense. In addition, there is an increasing risk of leakage of personal data due to hacker attacks. For example, Hong Kong Cyber Tech Pub suffers a data leak recently. Moreover, although BGL have a copyright to protect its work, plagiarism still exists, and inevitable in gaming world. Also, player taste change, like fast food culture.
Hey, Pitcher, do you have any ideas on how we should recommend BGL as a firm have to submit the business proposal next week?
Yes, when I was planning for the concept to include in BGL first-person shooter war game, I was facing these ethical dilemmas.
Fine. War game usually has more killing scenes. Only this can attract more players and bring them maximum enjoyment. Ha 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 ha.
No. Social responsibility is more important. The games have correct attitude to war and violence.
So BGL games should take a responsible approach. Is to add parental warning guidance, smart tips, or a reminder on the price of war to remind the player. So we select option B to prepare the war game. Therefore, public perception is that war game has negative influence on users, and more games supervision and regulation in China and some countries. As a result, we select option B because it's more reasonable approach. These three elements added to futuristic first-person shooter war game. The first one is add some parental warning guidance. The second one is player share the seek parental consent. The last one is smart tips or a reminder on the price of war games.
Then, how about the recommendation? What should we write?
When I was when I was young, my dream company is like this.
Long time no see. Your Google Best is very beautiful. And why you have this mini figure?
You like that too?
Yes, of course. Tell me quickly.
As your best friend, I'll tell you a secret. This from new online game.
Which online game is so good?
It's BGL futuristic first-person shooter war game.
Wow!
My mom enjoyed the online game together, and she never scold me anymore.
Can go to my home and tell my mom to let me play this game?
Oh, let's go.
With this dream, I hope that player BGL game can improve parents' kids and they enjoy the family time together.
That's great ideas. Any more recommendation?
Yes. For the first one, BGL should launch more accessory such as character minifigure. The second one is BGL can cooperate with different companies like Uniqlo or some animated company to crossover. Then BGL can set up specialty store to serve customer centers, and so is necessary. And BGL player can get loyalty discounts.
BGL can remove low user satisfaction games and add them to other games in the form of mini games for the game update iteration to reduce game maintenance costs. Fifth, it can sponsor or organize esports competition to increase exposure and visibility. Sixth, using AI technology in writing code, graphic design, and non-player character design. It can reduce working hours and increase employee loyalty and morale.
BGL should develop its game into different platforms such as Xbox, PS5, so more players can enjoy the excitement. To prevent hacker attack, BGL should strengthen customer personal data protection by organizing training for employees. Also, BGL can acquire a startup game studio, thereby absorbing people technology. This may result in synergy. BGL can also IT service so that it can focus on core business and reduce staff workload. BGL can use cloud system to store the code for different games for easy sharing. Lastly, BGL should devise a complete remote work policy with clearly defined roles.
For performance management programs, financial and non-financial key performance indicators are used to measure performance. Moreover, our firms can help to carry out the performance evaluation that can ensure fairness and openness. If BGL plans to have a horizontal acquisition, we offer metrics and acquisition services. We will prepare a market research report to analyze the company potential risk.
For the implementation plan, in 2024 and 2025, the costs are 2.6 million and 3.2 million respectively. These costs are mainly for developing war game. In 20 and 25, 700,000 will be used to set up specialty store. In 20 and 26, BGL will use 4.6 million and 3 million for developing war game and 1.2 million for running the specialty store. If following the plan, the profit will gradually increase to 2.9 million in 2026. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you.
I can see that you have some ideas which is quite different from other teams. One of them being, expanding this accessory market. There are pros and cons because of the fact that inventory, you may have inventory obsolescence risk, and then you have to develop all these products, etc. With your budget, I'm not too sure whether that is actually achievable. Since $60,000, am I right? That is the first line. And I'm unsure about how that is actually going to be translated into your projected revenue. If you could just, how would you expect all these various initiatives, including your expansion of the games into like different platforms, expansion of the accessory market, etc., and that how and exactly how that actually have been impacting the financial projections. My next question is actually on your acquisition. Your acquisition is, if you could just tell me about a little bit more about the purposes of this horizontal acquisition. So is it going to the expectation to increase your game variety, or I'm actually unsure about that one, because you also mentioned about this ethical dilemmas. How is it being how is it going to add value to the company? Okay.
Sorry, can you repeat question one? Sorry.
Question one, you were expecting to expand to this accessory market, right? So you have all these various accessories for your games, and you have these figures and etc. So you are actually going to expect to spend a lot of money because of that. And when you have inventory, then you have the risk of that they have no customers to buy those inventories. So you may run into an inventory obsolescence problem.
First question, our company will help BGL to do some marketing research to know customer want what. So, thank you. For the second question,
we can collect the opinion for the marketing research for the player community to know that customer to get customer satisfaction. This about the first question. The second acquisition. We will acquisition some small scale company to do our target company. Thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. Again, I have two questions on the numbers. First of all, we are expecting quite a big expansion in our revenue with all the initiatives that you are suggesting. But I note that in 2026, we actually end up earning less gross profit. So I just want to understand more the rationale caused by expanding the size of the business. We are exposed to additional risk, inventory. We have to carry more inventory, working capital. So why do that if we're expecting a smaller amount of profit? That's the first question. And the other question is that with the investment that you have shown in an earlier slide, I think those would not be financed by the profit, given the only slight increase in the profit over the years. So have we factored in sufficient increase in our finance cost to finance the investment? So those are my two questions. Thanks.
In this first year, because the setup company already emerged with BGL, so the revenue have double increase. And in the last one is after the merger and acquisition, we have as synergy effects to operate and increase the cost and the double turnover in is like that. Okay. And they will if about the question 2, if we have no
BGL now is cash rich now, so if they have low enough money, we will suggest bank loan to BGL. Thank you.
Yeah, just following on from that, I don't see an increase in your finance expenses over this in your projections. So how are we going to finance it with bank loans? Because your total cost for the 3 years is over 10 million, according to your implementation plan.
In the third year, because BGL will acquire the company in 20 and 26, so the setup company already merged with BGL, so the revenue and cost of sale will double increase. Thank you.
For presentation, first of all, I would like to understand a little bit. You recommend us to set up a physical store. So because now everything goes online, and I just want to hear your further, thoughts regarding, the benefit of operating a store physically against online, because physically you need to pay, for example, rental costs, which is the biggest, operating cost for a store, and also we have to hire, additional staff at the store. So I just want to understand a little bit from you, what is the biggest benefit of having a physical store against an online store?
We will set up a BGL a specialty store, such as in Causeway Bay, to serve some customer center and display our games to them, or some products for sales. It can provide after sales to our customer and technical support to our customer. So we will make sure the customer can get loyalty to play our games.
But is there anything that an online store or cannot do? You mentioned about physical store in Causeway Bay. You can, for example, for brand. But how about online store? You can also have branding and also can actually get customer around the world, not only in Hong Kong, in Causeway Bay. Just want to understand a little bit. The biggest benefits, because I saw in the implementation plan, this is the second largest cost or investment. In this plan, this is 1.9 million against the war game development. So it seems to me that this is the very biggest cost. But definitely we need to understand a bit from the cost benefit analysis. The second question that I have, is on the AI. You mentioned about, we need to spend around, say, 150,000 on the AI. So what do you think, is the biggest cost component? Is that staff or hardware on this 150,000?
Make the AI technology because we think the company have the employees the employee work is very higher, so we will take the AI technology to solve this problem and to reduce the manual work in employee to solve the problem.
So our investment is mainly on the hardware, because we can use the hardware to assist our staff, to work on any routine tasks,
But AI can help the employee to decide a long pair character and some writing some simple code. So I think AI is subtle than hardware.
Okay, thank you. My last question is on the revenue. So I saw, there's a double fold in revenue from 24 to 26. So how do you think, is the mix? Is that, the increase in revenue is coming from the sales of brand products, from the specialty stores, or actually from the gaming or new game developed?
In 20 and 24 and 20 and 25, BGL finished their developing the new game, so they can get more profit. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Time's up. Thank you so much.